Hello students, welcome again in our today's video lesson. As we have already started our chapter number 4, atomic structure, and this chapter will come in your midterm along with the first 3 chapters also. Okay. In the online class, I hope you have understood the things of which I have taught you, but those who are not present in that class, watch this video again and see what is the structure of atoms all about. So first concept of atom was given by Indian philosopher whose name was Maharishi Kannad. Okay. Maharishi Kannad first gave the idea of these atoms in 600 BC. At that time he called it as Anu, and it also called that these Anus can be further subdivided into smaller particles that are called Parmanu. Okay. But this Anu Parmanu concept of Anu Parmanu was not so much famous at that time. That Parmanu substance combine each other, that is produce the Devyanuka, Trinyauka, that is called diatomic, triatomic we call it nowadays. And Kannada also put forward an ideas of Parmanu combining procedure by chemical changes in the presence of heat. He gave the blackening of earthen pot and ripening of fruit as an example of this phenomenon. But later in about 460 to 370 BC, another philosopher, but he was from Greek, whose name was Democritus. He called smallest indivisible particles of matter as atom, from the Greek word atomos. Okay. So according to the theory of Democritus also, atoms are always in motion and they are indestructible. But Kannad stated they are destructible. They can be further subdivided into smaller particles that we call them Parmanu. Okay. So all this is about the history of atom. But later on in the modern chemistry, when started in 1808, another scientist came whose name was John Dalton. He proposed the atomic theory in which it was said that atoms is made up of very minute or electrically neutral particles called atoms. Means atoms are electrically neutral. Atoms are indivisible, neither when created nor be destroyed. Atoms, we cannot break the atoms, we cannot create the atoms also. All atoms of an element are identical of mass and property, and atoms of the different element are all different. Means atom of an element, all atoms of an element, suppose hydrogen, oxygen, they are same. But atoms of hydrogen and atoms of oxygen they are not same. Okay. So atoms of different element are different. Atoms are the smallest unit of matter which take part in a chemical reaction. Atoms of an element combine with another atom in a fixed ratio. If you change the ratio, you will get another compound, not the same compound. Suppose, if you say about the hydrogen and oxygen, water 2:1 ratio of hydrogen and oxygen. If you say hydrogen sulfide, H2SO4, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of sulfur and 4 atoms of oxygen. So the ratios are 2:1:4. So in HCl, hydrogen and chlorine react with in the ratio 1:1. So in this way, he gave some his ideas what he has discovered at that time. But later on, some more discoveries were made about the atom, and some scientists has found some new concept about the atoms. After finding those concepts, Dalton's atomic theory was discarded because 2-3 points in the Dalton atomic theory was not proved correct in the later on. First one, that is atoms of an element are all alike of mass and property, and atoms of different element are different. No, atoms of an element may be different in their size and mass and property, but atoms of different elements sometimes they are same mass and they have same properties also sometimes. Okay. Dalton says that atoms cannot be further divided into smaller particles, but it was found that atoms can be further subdivided into smaller particles that are called electrons, protons and neutrons. Okay. So these are the few reasons that Dalton was proved wrong and his theory was discarded. Now we will see that today how these electron, protons and neutrons were discovered. Okay. So for this scientist whose name was Chadwick, he first performed an experiment in which he has taken a discharge tube, a special type of tube like this, which contains two plates like this at the two ends, and it also has a vacuum pipe, and these are connected with a generator. It is high voltage generator. Why we use high voltage generators? Because Chadwick said that if we decrease the pressure of the gas and we pass high voltage electricity, the molecules of gas can be broken. Okay. So here generator actually generation. So about it is we have taken 10,000 volt or 10 kilovolt generator you have to take. Now you have to connect these wires of this generator to these two plates. If it is, suppose it is connected negative and this is positive. So the plate which is connected with negative, we call it plate A and we call it as plate B. Here it is called cathode. Here it is called anode. Okay, cathode and anode. Cathode means negative terminal and anode means positive terminal of the source of current, and here is a vacuum pump. It is called, so here air is blown out with the help of vacuum pump to decrease the pressure. So when the electricity is passed to this plate, what it was observed that some rays are coming out from this cathode. Okay, some rays are coming out from this cathode. Now Chadwick named this cathode as ray coming out from the cathode as cathode rays. Okay, he named as cathode rays. Now another scientist came to see the properties of these cathode rays. His name was J.J. Thomson. what he have done, he made the same experiment, same process. He placed a wheel here inside this plate or the discharge tube. What he seen that when he passed current due to this flow of rays, the wheel cast a shadow at the end of this tube, and it also starts rotating. Okay, so when it starts rotating or spinning and casting some shadow, he said that this paddle or wheel, whatever you say, it rotates or spins because these rays are having some energy in them. Okay, some energy in them. Okay, and after that, what he has done, he removed this paddle wheel and placed two plates, one at the top of the discharge tube and another in the base of the discharge tube. This one is the positive and this one is the negatively charged plate. What he has seen then? Again, while doing this experiment, what he has seen that this cathode ray while coming, they bend toward this positive plate. They start bending toward the positive plate. Why they are bending positive plate? As all of you know, the like charges repel, whereas unlike charges attract. That means since these positive plates are attracting these rays toward it, that means these rays are containing some negative charge, obviously. So these cathode rays are negatively charged particles. These are negatively charged particles. Okay, and since they are having some energy, they are negatively charged particles. J.J. Thomson says these are negatively charged particles as electrons, and this mass of this electron is very less. Suppose mass of electron is equal to 1 by 1840 times the mass of one atom of hydrogen. So the mass of electrons is so negligible that its mass is about 1 by 1840 times the mass of one atom of hydrogen. Smaller. Okay. So in this way, first electron was discovered after the experiment of discharge tube. Okay. So first Chadwick, then came the J.J. Thomson. Okay. In this way, electron was first discovered. Again, the same experiment has been done in the discharge tube. By whom? By Goldstein, E. Goldstein. Okay. What he has done in this experiment? In his experiment, again the same discharge tube, same these properties. Okay. Now, what he has done, this experiment, again, he has taken perforated cathodes and anodes vacuum pump, same electric charge, air at very low pressure, and some red glow bulbs are placed here. So when we see that cathode rays are coming from the cathode plates, some another rays are also coming out from the anode plate, like this. Okay, but they are not colliding with each other. Okay, so these anode rays which are coming from the anode plate are just taking the empty space between the cathode rays. Okay, so after the discovery of electron in 1897, Thomson suggests that atoms must contain a positive charge, otherwise it would not be electrically neutral. So Goldstein said that to become the gas become a stable with the electrons, there must be some positively charged particles in the gas. That's why this from anode some anode rays are also coming out. He said these positively charged particles as positively charged particles are named as protons. They are named as protons. Okay. So this proton, in this way, electron and proton was first discovered, which proves that Dalton's atomic theory was wrong. That the atoms are indivisible. They can be further subdivided as electrons and protons. That's why, due to the presence of electrically neutral, presence of electrons and protons, atoms are electrically neutral. Okay. So we have seen the discovery of how electron protons were discovered in this video lesson. Hope you have understood. The next video lesson we will continue with the discovery of nucleus and the discovery of neutrons. These are very important things. This you have to study in your class 9 also. So after the discovery of neutron, we will see the atomic models one by one, given by J.J. Thomson, then Rutherford atomic models, then Bohr's atomic models. It's a very big chapter, and the electronic configurations. Okay, students. Hope you have all of you have understood this about the structure of atoms. It's a basic thing. So many things are there to learn. So we will do it in the next video lessons and online classes. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care of yourself. Thank you.